What's up, guys? Welcome back to 20,000 Films Under the Sea. I'm your host, DJ, and tonight we're going to be giving you our spoiler-free review of Elevation, starring Anthony Mackie. So, without further ado, grab your popcorns, make sure you stay above 8,000 feet, and enjoy the show. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to 20,000 Films Under the Sea. I'm your host, DJ. Tonight, I'm joined by the father of the ocean himself, Mr. Ocean Shrine, Ernell Pearson.
Hey, baby Shark Daddy for Prez 2028. It is a wonderful Friday, my good sir. It's been a lovely day, and I'm ready to talk about some movies with you, my guy. It's been
Well, a movie.
A movie, yes, a movie,
A singular movie
of all time, that's for sure. We get into it, man. But yeah, it's a Friday, dude. I'm excited. It was me and my other half's anniversary yesterday.
Oh, nice. Happy anniversary.
Thank you, good sir. We spent it seeing this movie of all time, and getting just just an absolute fuck ton of Taco Bell.
Okay, I was about to say, if that was, imagine that was just it. Like, that was, hey,
hey
babe, happy anniversary. We're going to go see this movie.
We're going to go see this movie for review. Which sometimes it happens, and she knows. Thankfully, though, we do plan on doing something either this weekend or next week.
Yeah, for sure.
Her boss was kind enough to just give us $100 to take towards a date, and we were like,
"That's like
sure."
That's like $100 gets you like a really good middle of the road restaurant.
Yeah, right.
In this economy, $100.
In this economy, like, dude, like $100 gets you
like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, $100, we'd be like, damn, we could live it up. We could go
crazy.
We could
right?
go crazy. You know what I mean? But like,
it's just,
if you factor in the appetizer, you factor in,
yeah,
both your guys' meals. If you're bringing your kid, that's 3. Like, that's already $100,
right?
dude.
Right. Well, and we bounced around the idea of like potentially going to a dessert bar, because that's not an experience that I've had before. But we were looking at this like Japanese dessert bar, and we were like, oh, there's like some shit on here that looks fucking magnificent.
Hell yeah.
And then we were looking at the prices, and it was like $20 per. And we were like,
per item?
Per item, my guy.
God. Not per person.
Per item, bro.
Not per person, like, per item.
I was like, are we prepared to do like, is this $100 dessert, or should we like
you could
take this somewhere else?
You only get 5 things.
Exactly, and we'd have to share them all.
But then also there's tax as well. You have tax, and then
we don't have tax. Thankfully, we don't have tax here. Yeah, this is one of only 2 states that do not. But still, 5 items at a dessert bar is not what you go to a dessert bar for, right?
Yeah.
So we thought, well, you know what? Actually, there's another restaurant here that does a 7-course meal for like $100 per person. And so we're like, why don't we wait until maybe our payday? And we can
with the 100, splurge it.
With the 100 on top of our $50 each, like that can be better. That's fine. But it was just funny to sort of see the comparison between how our bosses interacted with finding out that it was our anniversary.
Yeah.
Where Marilyn's boss gave her $100 as a gift. My boss rubbed in.
Are you gonna come in?
In my face.
Are you coming in?
Yeah,
he's like,
he pretty much
I still need you for Thursday, so
good luck, man. he pretty much was like, happy anniversary. That sucks.
Yeah. Just like, oh man, I have to hang out with the old ball and chain, huh? Like,
Jesus Christ. And he is that guy, man. He is that guy. Like, he's the guy that like
hates your wife.
He just bitches he bitches and complains about his wife all the fucking time. And I'm just like, dog, like why are you married, crazy, bro? Like
I think about how dating sucks right now, but then I think about man, there's so many people stuck in their relationship from like who are like 50, 60, who just absolutely complain about being married to their other half.
Dude,
And then like
old people are fucking wild, man. Because you see like these like 80-year-old farmer dudes that have just like grown up since like the fucking Cold War, some bullshit like that.
yeah.
And these guys are in just like these most like fruitless relationships that they're just a total fucking dick about. And all I can think about on the other side of that is, why is your fucking wife with you? Like,
Yeah, I don't
like,
know.
she could be out there in the kindness of her soul, treating some other fucking much more deserving dude way better than you fucking deserve. And now instead she gets to live in your household, baking fucking pies and shit,
Yeah.
on your behest. Like, it's crazy to me, dog. It's crazy,
Yeah, and
man. But
it's just it doesn't make any sense.
couldn't be
Um
me.
yeah, couldn't
Couldn't
be
be me,
me
man.
either, dude. I mean, you know what's fucked up is that both of them probably vote for Trump anyway. So
Ain't that
so
right?
that dynamic
Maryland's, yeah,
that
probably,
dynamic,
yeah.
yeah, like that specific dynamic. I'm not about you guys, not for you guys, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, my boss and his
Yeah,
wife.
your
Yeah,
boss.
for
Yeah,
sure.
for
Yeah,
some
no,
reason they both
and other,
voted for Trump.
God, dude. Well, and it's always like the wife is kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna vote for Trump.
Yeah, like
Like,
the side eye, but like also at the same time, like those people just like have no clue, like genuinely no clue what that man's policies are, and then like, well,
because he doesn't have any.
he doesn't
He
have
doesn't
any, but
have
like
any fucking none of these fucking cretins can even give me one fucking policy that this guy
Project
is
2025, dude,
running at.
you seen it, Project 2025.
Yeah, I know,
Went
Jesus
down the
Christ, and
list.
now he's
All right, number
hired a whole
one,
fucking whole route of
let's get rid of
Jesus
gay
Christ,
people.
man.
Number two, let's
Fucking,
let's give police immunity. Number three, let's get rid of
yeah, right.
immigrants. Number
It's
four,
like, hey,
add
let's
tariffs.
get
Number
let's get rid
five,
of every
invade China.
disenfranchised
You know what I'm saying?
every single disenfranchised like group of people in the world. Let's get rid of them. Number two, let's kill all the disenfranchised people that we've gotten rid
Yeah,
of.
and number three, let's add tariffs because that'll
Yeah, they
definitely
have to pay. Yeah,
stimulate the economy for sure.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, those American companies, you know what they'll do? They won't go and find another country to move their businesses to. They'll bring them all to the
What if
U.S.
like
Yeah, that's
they
exactly what
all
they'll
the
do.
corporations they just like go up to China, they go to the CCP like, hey, could you like technically move it to this other country that you have that you maybe
Man,
own, and then we could
man,
avoid the tariff because they're gonna find a way. But dude,
they're gonna find a way.
because
Yeah,
like
they're gonna
I'm
find a
gonna
way.
my mom put it the best way because I was telling her about it because she didn't vote but because she didn't know what
Yeah,
both
I mean, yeah. Well,
yeah
yeah,
or
sure.
like and I respect that if you don't know, like I understand like being hesitant about voting, like you know exercise
Right.
your right to not know,
Right.
so
Sure.
right,
Sure.
yeah,
Sure.
we're cool,
Not
but
everyone's informed enough,
yeah,
and I'd rather you
I'd
not
rather you
make a
not, right,
choice than,
yeah.
yeah.
But she's like, well, you know, maybe Kamala losing is a sign that, you know, because if she won, it would have been fucking hell on earth, right? I mean, it's gonna be
Mm,
hell on earth for the next 4 years with Trump, but like maybe people will see how fucked of a president he is through his term, and he might get
yeah.
impeached a second time. So, so I
We'll
mean,
see, man.
we'll
We'll
see.
see.
We'll see. Well, we're not here to talk
Goddamn.
about GOP candidates
Yep.
and
That's ain't that
the
right?
next president because this is 20,000 Films Under the Sea, your choice for all the nerdy pop media news, reviews, and discussions you want each and every week. If you like that, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to this show, get exclusive content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on a podcast and video service near you. But if you emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that's cool with us. You can watch us record the show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. Just like we are. We're watching ourselves. And Louie.
That's
Live
right,
Laugh
baby.
Louie
That's right.
as well. If you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime. Tell them, DJ.
Oh, DJ, tell them where is it? Where is it? Where is it? God damn it! Where is it?
He just has to find it.
There you go.
Oh, there it is. And we would love for you to give that to us to help keep the lights on and cameras rolling. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, hitting subscribe, or by leaving a review on our podcast channel by searching 20,000 Films Under the Sea, and we'll be there waiting for you.
You.
We're to talk about my day. Yeah, I kind of got caught up in that rant.
Good day. Just give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. How's a yes or no? Good day.
I mean, good. Pretty.
Hell yeah.
Like maybe like okay. So like if middle is like
yeah,
like
for
I'm
sure.
like
It's been a weird week. It's a weird
like
week.
right here. Good
Rightfully
today.
so.
Maybe not like the whole week in review. Probably not the best. You know what I mean?
That's all right. Like we're all feeling some kind of way, man. It's all right.
Yeah,
I get it.
Definitely feeling some type of way. But we have some director's commentary. Check out
Goddamn, baby.
our latest episode of Death Ratio, where I talk about Dragon Age: The Veilguard. I got my hands on it, and you can go watch that episode, and I give my thoughts, my first impressions, and gave my my review of the game so far. I had 16 hours at time of that review. That has bloomed into 27 hours, 28 hours.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
My thoughts still are the same. So if you guys want to know what I feel about the Veilguard, Dragon Age: The Veilguard, go check that out.
Oh yeah, baby.
We will not be uploading Splash Damage to YouTube for a little bit. We got we're doing something. We're cooking some things. Trying some things out.
So we need some time. We need
some time for sure. Yeah. So if you don't see that on YouTube, just don't be alarmed. This is on purpose. But if you do want to see us post more on YouTube, especially specifically Splash Damage, please let us know. Please let us know if you are craving Splash Damage. Also,
yes, sir.
Mark your calendars for December 12th for the Game Awards stream. It's our ritual every year. We gotta watch the Game Awards. We're gonna react to all the announcements, all of the awards. We're all gonna wear blazers in either shorts or jeans, right?
Hell fucking yeah.
So, it's always an event. Everyone took off work for that day, so take off work and come watch us.
Oh yeah, baby. We'll be here for all your live reaction needs, baby. We're gonna be here for the entire presentation. It's gonna be fun. I'm so excited, man. I'm very
excited, especially how stacked next year is gonna be. I'm looking forward to something crazy. Which we need to do have we done our predictions? We need to do our predictions soon.
No, we do our predictions a little bit closer to the actual date. But yeah, within the next few weeks.
Yeah, next few weeks. Be on the lookout for that episode as well. Also, reminder: after the Game Awards, we'll be taking basically the rest of the last week of the year off.
We might take a couple, but we'll let you guys know for sure.
We'll let you guys know for sure, but especially. Like set in stone, it's like that week of Christmas. Of course, everyone's gonna be gone for the holidays. As much as we love you guys, we know you're celebrating, so we're gonna go celebrate. So we're not gonna do content on that week, unless something happens. So,
yeah, Devin's trying to talk us into doing a review for Nosferatu, and at first I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. But apparently reviews came out today for like preview people for like the first showing, and people are losing their fucking minds about it.
Nosferatu?
So I'm like, oh, fuck, man. Yeah, they're saying this like the best horror movie of the year. And I'm like, whoa, oh shit, dude! Like that's a big deal. Like in the year 2024, in which we had Terrifier, and everyone was just sucking that movie's fucking dick for like an entire month, dude.
I think it's all because they're horny for Art the Clown. I think.
Fucking.
That's it. That's the only reason why that movie does well is because people are down bad for Art the Clown. That's it.
Down.
My personal best friend is down bad for Art the Clown.
Oh,
I'm looking at you. If you're listening, if you're watching, if you somehow you listen to this, I'm talking about you freak.
I have some homegirls, and I'm just like, baby girl, like you gotta get it figured out.
But like, okay, there's like a limit. Like, you know what I mean? Art the Clown, I understand why. Right? You know what I mean? Like he's in the so like, it's like okay, this is normal. We're in the hear me out zone, and I can hear you out, right? He's in that zone, right? He's barely in that fucking zone.
He's cusping, right?
He's cusping, real. But then there's like inexcusable, like all the way out here, right?
Yeah, for
Like,
sure, for sure.
like I can understand Art the Clown, but there's like some that I don't even think like you shouldn't like. There's a character in League of Legends called Fiddlesticks, and he's basically
I've heard.
he's like he's a scarecrow, or he's like a 1,000-year-old demon embodying a scarecrow, embodying
right.
the essence of fear.
Is
And
that
one of my friends is
that,
down bad for that.
Yeah,
And
okay.
that I think that crosses the line because it's just a scarecrow. Like it's not humanoid. It's like not humanoid. It's literally like made of wood and hay and sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Art the Clown at least is at least some guy, a clown. He's at least some guy. And then somebody could dress as them for Halloween. You know what I'm saying? And then,
See, like, and
like,
I can't
that.
I can't be too judgy because I'm all for like letting your freak flag fly. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I've said some pretty racy things about some hear me outs before, but
look,
I don't know.
I accept you, but I'm doesn't mean I can't judge you. I'm judging. There's a zone where I'm judging you.
For sure. Okay.
I have as you have a right to be a freak, I have a right to judge you for being a freak. Okay? Like I'm not gonna do anything. Like you're not gonna get persecuted for it. I'm just gonna let you know that I don't think that's a good a good choice.
You know what, DJ? I'm with you, dog. I'm with you, man. I am judging you guys. I'm fucking judging every single one of y'all.
Like I'm not shaming you. Like I am judging.
Yeah. No shame.
Yeah, I'm not shaming you. Because like you already left shame at the door when you told us you're hear me outs,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I mean those some hear me outs are more like listen to me, please listen. Like I'm like
see this is the movie content people go to podcasts for. More specifically,
what's beyond the line for you? Like what character is beyond the line?
Like what's too far gone? What's too far gone?
If you talk to one of your friends or one of us and we said this character is our hear me out, and you're like, ooh, like I don't see it. I can't let you go with that. Because I know you're pretty accepting, like you're pretty tolerable of like most.
Yeah, right. Because I have some pretty questionable hear me outs as well. I totally get it. I feel like my line is drawn with any fictional character that in their content, if you will, in their story, had essayed somebody.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean
that's my line. I think that's pretty much my line. Like I'm pretty open-minded to
any cryptids, any
I mean, listen, I'm totally here with the werewolf movement. I get that.
Okay, lichens and shit like that. I understand. But like, is there anything that you're like maybe not?
I mean, maybe Loch Ness would be weird.
Have we seen a Loch Ness? Like
old Nessie, you know what I mean? Nessie will probably be a little bit off-putting.
I mean, I thought, I feel like people would imagine Loch Ness as like Lapras from Pokemon.
So I mean, or vice versa, yeah.
So like, I think I like it's on that line, and I think it does cross it a little bit because it's like
I mean, like for me, it's not so much that it's weird.
How'd you even do it? How'd you even do it?
Well, exactly, right? So like, it's not so much that it's weird.
I think like that's the line. How would you do
it?
Yeah, like how would you accomplish it? Like when we looked at Donkey and Dragon from Shrek for the first time, we're like, how'd you manage that?
Well, right, and that's the big question, right? Because when you think of that, it's like who's getting the back shots, right? Who between me and Nessie?
And if it is Donkey,
giving back shots to Nessie,
and if
and
if Donkey is the one doing it, like how is he getting there? Like you can't handle all that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, maybe he can. That's the point. But he had like 9 kids, dude.
But I mean, it brings into question how. Like you don't want to know, but like you're like, bro, like this, the logistics of it all is just it's all too much. I don't think you could manage all of that. I feel like that's also part of the line. Like if it's like the scarecrow thing, I'm like, what is it gonna do? What are you gonna do with a scarecrow?
I mean, country girls make.
Like I would understand a corn husk more. Like I would understand that more
maybe
than a
they
scarecrow.
attach it to the scarecrow. You know what I'm saying? They attach the corn husk to the scarecrow.
I don't.
And that's all they need. I
On
think
the
that this
cob
is a
still?
perfect time for us to move to elevation.
On the
Honestly,
cob? On the cob still?
on the cob, you know, yeah, it's on the cob, all right.
Okay. Ernell, what do we have next, man?
My good sir, we are moving to the final cut.
The final shing shing. That's the film roll rolling in there.
Pigeon noises. There you go. Yeah.
Well, for the final cut tonight, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gents, we are doing our spoiler-free review of Elevation. A single father and two women venture from the safety of their homes to face monstrous creatures to save the life of a young boy. This movie was released today, as of we're recording, November 8th, 2024. It is directed by George Nolfi, who directed The Adjustment Bureau, The Banker, which also starred Anthony Mackie, and Birth of the Dragon. Also has writing credits on, I believe, Ocean's 12. Some other. I need to look it up again, but he actually has some.
Continue on, sir.
Yeah. So, but this is written by John Glenn, Jacob Roman, and Kenny Ryan, and they have writing credits on Eagle Eye, SEAL Team, and the Wingfeather Saga.
Okay. Well, and interestingly enough, too, George Nolfi also worked on the Bourne Ultimatum.
Yeah, as a writer.
Yeah, he was a writer for that.
That's what I was thinking of. I forgot. Yeah,
Allegiance. He was a writer for Allegiance. That's he's had a few projects for sure. Ocean's 12. I see that there. His directorial stuff was Adjustment Bureau, The Banker, all that good stuff. And then it looks like he did a couple weird sort of like offshoot projects too.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool though. That's pretty cool.
So, he's not new to directing, but definitely doesn't have a lot of credits to his name, but definitely has some good credits. The music for this film was brought to you by H. Scott Salinas. They were behind some of the music in Nature, the documentary, Warrior.
Love that movie.
And The Banker as well.
Good movie.
So a lot of connections to Anthony Mackie here. The budget for this film is only $18 million. I say only $18 million. That is a lot of money, but compared to the rest of the films we've seen this year, is definitely on the lower end.
It is. Budget. Yeah, there's been some pretty large size blockbusters that have come out this year that have well surpassed $18 million.
Like 200 mil, 180 mil.
Yeah, so man.
This is like a fraction of it. Box office, we don't have any numbers right now because it came out today. And plus,
let me see. They might have
it, but like, I couldn't find any. There's like, and this movie kind of fell under the radar. Like, we'll
definitely be talking about that. That's for sure.
As Ernell's looking that up, the runtime for this film is only an hour and 30 minutes. So, 90 minutes of film here. $18 million. I don't have any fun facts because there's not a lot about this film at all. So,
for reasons that we will get into.
Yeah. We have no idea what's going on. I tried looking up some things, and this movie just kind of came out of nowhere. So we have no fun facts. Anthony Mackie's in it. That's all I know.
There's your fun fact. Yeah. Star of Captain
actually,
America.
I did look on. This is from Wikipedia. This actually started in 2022. It was set. The writers were working on the screenplay for this film in 2022, and then earlier this year, it got bought. I forgot the studio, and then it was set to film for this year. So.
Oh, okay.
So I wonder how long production was. If they started it this year.
A long time. they were. I mean, they were kind of in and out. It looks like.
Yeah,
Probably had some issues there for a
this
while.
This film is filmed. I guess another fun fact is this is filmed entirely in Colorado. So all my
the setting of the movie,
Colorado Coloradoans, stand up.
Coloradans, all our
make yourselves
Boulder
known.
friends.
Yeah, yeah. Or if you live specifically in Boulder, Colorado, shout
It's
out
a
to you.
nice boulder.
Yeah, it's a nice boulder. Well,
Nice boulder.
Ernell, let's get into it. Who do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Sure. Yeah, I'll take it, man. So, yeah, I mean, like what we have here is a movie that went super under the radar. It just so happened to kind of pop up on trailers during another movie that we had a review a few weeks ago, and this movie just has like zero marketing campaign. They really did not put any of this $18 million towards the marketing budget, like whatsoever. But what we have here, for any of you that have not even really heard of this movie, is a sort of War of the Worlds-esque post-apocalyptic movie of a guy who lives in a civilization in modern day Colorado, right outside of Boulder, and they are trying to survive because one day out of nowhere, 3 years prior, these massive monsters popped out of the ground and started slaughtering everybody. And they only survived because it just so happened that in Boulder, Colorado, right outside the city, there are mountains that are above 8,000 feet high, above sea level.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, these monsters won't go past 8,000 feet above sea level. And in our main character, Anthony Mackie, his son has some thing that is keeping him from being able to breathe correctly.
He has like some type of like
respiratory issue of some kind.
Yeah, of respiratory, like some type of apnea or some shit.
Yeah, he. Long story short, he has
so he has the oxygen tanks.
He has glorified sleep apnea, and and he has to sleep with a CPAP machine that needs a filter in order for it to run. They're out of filters. He now has to go on a mission down below the 8,000 feet mark, or what they call the line, in order for him to go find filters in a hospital within the city of Boulder, just outside of their mountain community. DJ,
what's up?
This movie's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
The movie's fine. This really is just a movie of all time. I didn't really know what to expect out of this. I think most of my concern going into it was, please God, don't be a Quiet Place copy. And thankfully, it's not quite that.
It's like it borrows a lot.
Quite not. It borrows some themes for sure.
For sure.
And I think that they did an okay job of separating it a little bit. But with that said, my grievances of this movie are mostly with the writing of this movie, because the acting's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
They, like, all of these actors, the cast that they had for this movie were actually pretty fucking solid in playing their roles. Even the like Target brand Florence Pugh that they had playing as the girl Kate.
Katie,
yeah, that was not an actress that I had any idea of who they were. Really,
did a really good job. Like, actually sold me on like that character's personality.
You felt believable.
Yeah, very like, I would meet that person out. Like, maybe I was friends with someone like that before.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. These were believable characters in a slightly believable world that mostly was only not believable because of the relatively poor writing that is like set up in this movie. Because they have this situation where they have these gargantuan creatures, which For whatever reason, partway through the movie, they're no longer Gargantuan, which I'll get into here in a little bit. But the writers like were seemingly just trying to like find a way to make this like post-apocalyptic alien movie, and they were like, "Hey, so like, how should we do this?" And they were like, "Let's make monsters." And they're like, "Cool, dude." Like, and they were like, "So how do they hunt people?" And they're like, "I don't know." And they were like, okay, well, what if they like just kill? And they were like, yeah, dude, that sounds fucking rad. But what if they can't go too high? And they were like, oh yeah, that's cool, dude. Like that's cool. And it kind of just like feels like the writing in this was very just kind of like, yeah, we're making a movie. And we have a budget for that, you know?
Yeah,
and
like, yeah, it does. Like, it does feel freeform, like.
And like every time that I was like, you know, actually this isn't too bad. There was something that was popping up that I was like, oh no, okay, it's pretty bad. And I was kind of like spending the entire hour and a half bouncing back and forth between like, wow, I'm actually like kind of on the edge of my seat with this movie right now. And then something would happen that would like break me out of that world. And I'd be like, fuck me, guys. Like, come on. Like, you guys couldn't nail this down, man. Like, there's so many things that they just like, they explain with exposition that doesn't really need exposition. And then there's other things that needed exposition that they don't give you any explanation for at all. Like the instance with his son. I don't know why he's on this breathing machine thing. Is it because the elevation? Is it like a crux of that, or did he have like a pre-existing condition prior?
They did say he had a flashback talking to his wife. His wife said he said to his wife, "You almost died in childbirth. Our infant was only 1 pound." So
right. So he was a preemie. Right. Yeah. So, but that only explains so much.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not like his exact thing, but like, you know, because they don't explain like how they got there, like because the son, like the child it's not, because this takes place in 3 years basically, not the movie, but like 3 years this whole apocalyptic event occurs, and it's like 3 years after like basically day zero, and so but he already had his son before then, so.
Yeah, his son did exist prior to this happening. So his son's 8 years old. He says that a few different times in this fucking movie. They don't let you forget. He's an 8-year-old boy. He's 8 years old.
You sure he's 8? I'm not sure.
He's 8. He's 8. Just in case you forgot, he's an 8-year-old boy. And Anthony Mackie is just really trying to keep his son alive. And I believed it. I fucking believed it, man, because Anthony Mackie is fucking gold. He's gold in like every role he ever fucking plays. And I think it's like one of those like Will Smith effects where it's like he gets to just play himself in like a role and it's believable because it's just him. You know what I mean? And so like that, but that worked for me in this world, and that was okay. What was not okay for me was everything around these creatures, because they don't explain enough about these creatures in ways that I needed explanations, and they explained everything that we didn't really need, that I was like, okay, cool. Like you've said like 8 times they can't die. I got that. I figured that out a long fucking time ago.
Yeah, like
they keep bringing the fuck
like
up,
banging on your head, like, hey, they can't die. Hey, you can't shoot them.
These guys are screwed. We
don't know.
Right?
They have no weakness. They're the new apex predators.
Because I got the hint, I'm just like constantly feeling like, okay, well, what's the next thing you guys are going to re-explain to me for no reason, while I'm sort of here left to my own devices to try to piece together other mysteries of this story, right? But they have an exceeding amount of exposition in terms of trying to explain why this weird relationship exists between Anthony Mackie's character and Deadpool's ex-girlfriend, right? And we're supposed to just kind of like, oh, well, they hate each other because his wife and like some shit went down, but we don't actually know exactly what the shit that went down. You know what I mean? It's just like they leave a lot to the imagination, and it was just like, oh, God, man. But at the same time, too, though, I feel like for every cardinal sin this movie commits, it also does something right. Like the length of this movie was perfect.
Pacing was really nice too.
Really good pacing. It fit that 90-minute bill wonderfully. It didn't overstay its welcome. I felt that like every moment that was tense and like an action set piece felt good. Like they did a good job of really making you feel like, oh fuck.
Yeah, and especially the cave scene, the mines.
Oh, the mines, dude. The mines were fucking wild, bro. Yeah. Like I was tense the entire time watching that. And they do a good job of that. But then they do something immediately after that I'm like, come on. Like fucking Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
Well, and like that includes like my issues with these aliens. This movie, for a movie that is based in like Colorado Rockies, like there's zero sense of scale when it comes to these monsters. I don't actually know how big these monsters actually are, because in the very first introduction of this creature, this thing's knocking down trees and shit. It's like galloping across this massive field.
And fucking...
It's just tank facing fucking M203 grenade launchers to the fucking face. And it's like the size of like a massive like lifted pickup truck, like cruising at you at like 100 miles per hour. But then we get into this like different settings, like the mines, for example, and I'm suddenly supposed to believe that this thing can fit into the mines, and then later I'm supposed to suddenly believe that this creature can fit in the hallways of a commercial building.
Yeah, hallways of a hospital.
How big is this thing actually? Like, I have no fucking clue. And so like now, like I'm like taken out of this world because these creatures are no longer intimidating to me.
Yeah, or because I'm just if there are different sizes, I wish there were, like, if that's an in-world reason behind it, because there are multiple of them. This isn't just one monster.
Right. It's
explain multiple. So, like, right? Yeah, I wish there was, if that was purposeful, or if, they just didn't want to waste too much of their budget on the CGI. So,
yeah, exactly. Which then goes to the big twist that we get at the end of this movie, where we find out, some stuff in the backgrounds of these creatures. And then I don't know if you stuck around for the quote unquote mid-credit scene that we got at the end of the movie.
It's a setup.
It's a setup for a sequel. That for whatever reason, DJ, I kind of want to see.
No. You're like, so correct. No, you're so correct. You're so correct, because I was thinking like, okay, there's two ways this could really go. One, it's not going to be as good as this first one, right?
Yeah.
Like, because what we got here is actually pretty nice comparatively, right? Like,
yeah, for what it could have been. Yeah.
Number two, they just ramp this shit up to 11. Like, they get like, I don't know,
tight.
$100 million, because like, because you're thinking about it, like, what we got is, according to the story, I'm not going to try to spoil, but what we got is very primitive, very remedial.
Yes.
So yes. What happens, because it ties it up pretty nice, but there's also like that mid-credit scene leads to more, so it could be more, but I don't think like I want to see it just because I want to know what the title of it will be.
Because elevated, right? It's
because the elevation no longer matters.
Oh yeah, that's right, because they're above, right? Yeah. Okay,
but also what we find out about these creatures and why they can't go up above 8,000 feet above sea level, right? Like, so since they have, that doesn't matter anymore in the sequel, because they're facing something else.
So what is this?
Yeah, so like, right? I feel like it's like a lead up to a sequel that might never come.
It probably won't. I mean, honest to God, like they just fucking crucified themselves by not giving this a marketing budget. I'm like shocked. But with that said, though, I am honestly a little surprised that they even entertained this being released in theaters. This was a mid-tier theater experience that could have been a really dope Netflix experience.
Yeah.
Like,
dude,
because of the issues that I had with the scale of this movie, and like they're sort of being tone deaf about that scale, there was no reason to see this on the big screen. Like, I don't really feel
Prime
like
Video, dude. Like Prime
this
Video.
This could have been an Amazon fucking movie, and I would have been like, beautiful.
Oh yeah, sure.
Like this could have been sick, dude.
Michael B. Jordan did that like Tom Clancy movie, like that.
It was super fucking garbage, but it was good because it was on a streaming service.
Yeah,
it was free. That's why it was good.
Yeah, so I feel like that, like, it was pretty bold of him to put it in theaters in the first place and not.
This could have been that, dude. This could have been a stellar Netflix experience that we should have got for free from the comfort of our homes. Yeah. I like, honest to God, I'm so fucking shocked they let this come to even just the limited amount of showings that we had. Because DJ, from what I understand, you also had limited showings, right, in your area?
Not, I didn't check all the theater, but like the theater I go to, what's crazy is for this film, we have up to, I think there's like 7 auditoriums, right?
Gotcha.
1 and 2 are the biggest ones. That's where you see the IMAX. That's where you see like
the big one. Yeah. Okay.
This was in auditorium 7.
yeah.
So I saw this movie. Thing, dude. It's a long hallway, right? Mm-hmm. On the left, it's like 1 through 5, 1 through 4, right? 1, 2 being the biggest one. I never go down this other hallway. I've never gone I haven't. I have gone down this hallway before, but like it's been so long since I had to go take a right.
Right.
And that's the first time I've ever been in that particular auditorium. Like that is it, bro. Small. There's dude, when I was reserving my tickets, 5 rows. 5 or 6 rows.
Yeah, dude. So our theater is also split like between 2 halls, right?
Yeah.
And ours also has the like, so our big theaters are theater 7 and theater 8, right? Mm-hmm. They're at the very beginning of each side of the hall. And at the very ends of those halls, so theaters 1, 2, and then like 15 and 16 are like the like super like monkey paws movie, like go, like, you know what I mean, like the indie movie showings that like go on the far ends of there. This was in theater 2. Like at the very, like we could have walked out that door to our car and gone home. Like that's how close it was.
Like it's dude, it was like 6 rows and like 8 seats each, 8 seats basically, like that.
Yeah.
It was small.
We had the small theater, and this was the like one of only 2 showings in the entire northern.
There are 4 showings for this film.
Oh, that's fucking crazy. They had 2 showings, a 5:30 and an 8 o'clock. A 6 and an 8 o'clock, and they were the only 2 showings in the entirety of Northern Oregon.
Really?
There were no other showings all in the Portland metro area except for this one theater with these 2 showing times. And it was crazy.
And also for our viewers at home, Garrick was also supposed to be on this to review, but he found out that there are no showings in his city. 0.
Within an hour of him, an hour's drive, were no showings.
No showings in his area. That is nuts. But dude, I guess I'll dive in.
Yeah, go shoot for it, man. Yeah, go off.
What you have basically said most of the things that most of my thoughts out loud for me.
Yep.
I will say the cinematography is actually really good.
They do some cool stuff in this, man.
Yeah. Like this feels like the creator situation, like low budget but looks really good, really good.
Agreed.
And I really enjoy how well each character is shot. Like, so they're the one character. So they're out of the 3 basically main characters. There's Anthony Mackie's character Will, which is ironic since you said it was like a Will Smith world for him. So we have Will. We have Nina, I believe. Nina.
Yes, the kooky physicist.
Yeah, she's like a physicist scientist. Like, you know, she's trying to find a cure or like some way to combat these monsters. And we have Katie, which is like Will's kind of best friend, kind of part of the community, you know.
And they're so hot together. They have such good tension, brother. Like
I'll get
oh
into
my
no,
god,
I'll
they
get
were
into it.
so hot.
I'll get into it. So Nina, there's a scene where I believe it's after Will visits her to like recruit her for this journey because like you said, the story was his kid has this sleeping problem and he needs to be on oxygen, and they ran out of filters, so they have to travel below the threshold to go to Boulder and grab some more filters.
Yes.
And she's hesitant about it. She's like, we're gonna die because previously she went on an expedition with Will's wife and got her killed a year prior. So
yeah, trying to get to her old lab, right?
Yeah, so there's tension between those two characters. After Will leaves, we have a shot of her like just sitting, drinking and like reminiscing, and like
yes,
yes. They're like slowly kind of like panning on her face, and then like she's like we hear the noises of that incident, but they don't show it. Like they just show like a couple cuts and flashes, right? I think that was so beautifully shot and beautifully acted, dude.
Yeah,
because like no one represents like flashbacks like that. Because you could just be staring at nothing, and your mind is in somewhere so far away. Like I can't remember the last time I've seen that. Can you remember? Like I don't know, like shot in that way. Because like usually it's like a flashback or like
because typically they'll either do a flashback or they'll do like the close-up shot to show the anxiousness of their like thinking process,
or
right?
Like it's like an implied like you see them anxious, but like you don't hear or see anything. Like this was like a pan shot, like a close like up close, like from like neck up, right? And they're like panning around, but like you're hearing sounds of her flashback, but not really seeing it. And then you can just
it was cool.
Like she's like dead staring at like something else in the room, right? And then like you can slower see her just unravel, and I think that was just chef's kiss, dude.
Fucking so
I was
good,
like,
man. So
that's
good,
such a sick scene. I've never thought about doing something like that, but it really sells how much grief that Nina holds, because she's kind of an asshole. She's kind of a bitch to everybody for a specific reason that doesn't get explained until the end, right?
Yeah.
But the way that's handled, like, because usually the film is kind of like in a perspective of like whoever, right? But I think this is kind of like we're flies on the wall and we're just looking at this, like these things, and these things are happening. I think that was really beautifully done. It's beautifully shot. Like the Colorado, like I guess countryside, mountainside looks really, really sick.
It's gorgeous, man.
Very gorgeous.
I'm glad that they filmed on site for that.
Yeah,
like that felt like it, because if they would have done weird CG shit for this movie, it would have been so off-putting. But letting us like kind of live in that world with them felt like a really good choice for something that was a post-apocalyptic. Like, not in that way, because it's not a post-apocalyptic movie where everything's just fucking destroyed.
It's like quasi
empty.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
I actually enjoyed this movie a lot.
Oh, fucking thank you. Yeah. Thank God, man. Thank you.
If I didn't make it clear, I actually do enjoy this movie. I think you're right. There are some plot holes in terms of like these creatures and like why they hunt and why they're built the way they are. Because like they say it tracks the CO2 that emits from your body when you breathe out.
Right.
But of course, I mean it's kind of answered by the ending, right? But still, I'm like, I think everything gives off CO2. I think like, you know,
that
cats,
was exactly
dogs,
what I thought.
goats.
Like there's that
but like,
scene,
but like
where
animals are fine. They just hunt humans.
I was like, wow, it's funny that
it kind of makes sense.
All the cows out.
Like the ending is supposed to be like, oh, like that's what it's supposed to like give us all the answers, right? but it still leaves us with questions. And it still, well, like, you know, why does this work and why didn't this happen? You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like even if you hold your breath, you still emit CO2. So, like, is it like a specific CO2 that we give up? Like, you know, there's it's not really explained.
Well, and then there's the scene with the flare.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why does
why
that
did the
do
flare
that
work
for them? Like, why did that work? Like, there's no, and then like another thing to kind of follow with that. And I'm sorry to kind of hijack you for a second. I feel like a big problem that this movie has, and I fucking hate. There's two things that I fucking hate in movies, DJ. When they explain shit on news things, like a news channel explaining you what the plot is, and B, when everything is a coinkadink.
Yeah, the MacGuffin.
This movie,
the MacGuffin. You hate the MacGuffin.
This movie has so many fucking coinkadinks that I'm just like, you're telling me there just so happened to be an exit there. There just so happened to be. So you mean
this Ranger's truck just left, you know, for 3 years. The battery hasn't corroded, and it looks pristine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? It's like, for 3 years, like, if it was within the year, I would give it, you know, I'll be like, okay. But 3 years? Like, 3 years is a long time.
Yeah, it's
long time.
The amount of coinkadink was pretty much what I think was breaking me out of this world. Like, every time I was sucked the fuck in and I was locked the fuck in and I was like, hell yeah, I'm here for the fucking ride. Some coinkadink would happen and I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
why the fuck?
I think that's just because of the budget and like the way they wanted to pace the film. Because I think if this film was a little bit longer, we wouldn't probably like it as much. Like, even though the MacGuffin is there and we don't like it, it still moved the story forward in a way that kept it more interesting and a more interesting watch. And it doesn't like waste your time. I think that's what I appreciate about this. It didn't waste my time. I didn't feel like my time was wasted. Because what works here is the characters. I actually enjoy how kind of the dialogue and banter between characters and the relationships. A lot of things are kind of implied and not really said and even when they are said, it's in like very heated conversation, or like it leads to something very heated, like and it cuts that tension, right? Or it builds that tension, you know? And I think that's really good writing right there. I think the only flaw of the writing is literally the monster that they have to encounter. But also, I think it's kind of genius because of the end. The ending it's kind of genius.
For whatever reason, it fucking worked, man.
No. Dude, the way that thing goes, like, that was kind of cool. You gotta, like,
was pretty cool.
Because I thought they were just gonna drop. But
don't say too much. Don't say too much.
But like, just a whoosh, woo, like, that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. I was like, okay, it was cool. Okay. I was like, then what are they? You know what I mean? Like,
they do some cool stuff in this movie, man. Like, for sure. I definitely agree. Like, there's some stuff that they definitely had put a lot of attention to that, you know what, like, to kind of like make your case in point, the movie's fun.
It's fun.
And I think that was what I needed this movie to be, was at least, if it wasn't going to be a perfect post-apocalyptic movie, I just needed it to be fun. And at least they delivered on that.
Yeah, it's fun and it's short, relatively. Like, it's pretty short. And it's like, it doesn't overstay its welcome. Like, you could just throw this on. Like you said, if this was on streaming service, you could just throw this on, like, have a blast. You know what I mean?
Great, man.
It's just really, it's a good movie. And again, I need to say, like, the characters here, they're really cool. I think I really like the dynamic of these characters. They're like, they have layers to them, right? Even Katie, who's kind of like this, she's kind of an asshole, but like
rough around the edges, right?
Yeah, how do I say it? It's like that one friend that, like, always, like, jokes with you by, like, teasing you. You know what I mean?
Ah, okay.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Sure.
yeah, like they're always there to bust your balls. Like she's the bust your balls character, and like
Yeah,
she
for sure.
doesn't
Okay.
give a fuck. Like she doesn't like she kind of like acts hard, but then like, you can also see like her fear and her anxiety, especially in
Mhm.
that cave scene. Remember with the bat?
Yeah. Well, and like not even that, but just when she starts to have that meltdown a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, and you're
Again,
like,
I won't
oh,
go
like
too
it's
far
serious,
into it,
like,
but
and like and you can like tell like these characters feel like real people. Like if you were in
mhm.
that situation, like you can see her unravel, and like her coping by like being a dick is not working anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like
Right.
and you're like, oh damn, you feel bad. It feels really bad.
Hmm.
But as we were saying earlier, that tension, sexual tension.
God, they're so hot. They were so hot together, man.
Dude, I was
And
like,
that's the
no,
thing is
because
that
when
like
they mentioned it, no, when they mentioned it, when they're together, like all together, right? When
right.
they're like scouring those Humvees, I was like, wait, what type of movie is this? Like, are they about to? What are they about to do?
Fucking
What are they
weird
about to
Humvee three-way
do?
over here, dude. It's
Like,
crazy,
it's
man.
like,
But like
no, because like
they're
when Nina was like, oh yeah, we know who you want to fuck. Like, I was like, whoa,
yeah,
whoa,
right.
whoa,
What
what a
the
call
fuck,
out,
dude?
what a call
Well,
out.
Marilyn pointed out something super interesting that like there's a moment in the movie that her and I almost busted out laughing.
Yeah.
And something happens, and Anthony Mackie goes, "No."
Oh yeah, no, yes, yes.
And we
That
almost
no.
lost her fuck. But she pointed out something that was like brilliant about it was that his reaction to that really solidified what their like him and Katie's relationship is. Because if he would have gone ballistic, it would have doubled down on the fact maybe they were fucking.
Yeah,
Right?
maybe.
Like maybe they do have a thing. But like his reaction to like this thing happening was very like, oh, like maybe he is a little bit like he's upset, obviously, but like this thing happening was enough to kind of like still kind of have a little bit of a negative effect with him, but not too much, right?
Yeah, like
he
he feels so much remorse, but not anger or rage. You know,
right.
He feels
Right.
remorseful and like genuinely sad. Like I know that line delivery was funny. Like just the line itself is funny,
man. We
but
were
but, like,
both at the same time.
I know, but like at the same time, it was really good. Like I feel like
It was good.
That
like, it wasn't
character,
bad. Like
yeah, like for that for Anthony Mackie's character Will, I was like, damn, like he really felt that. Like no, like that,
yeah.
like
no,
you're so in shock. You just like you're just so in shock. You're like, no, like his voice cracked, and I'm like, yeah. Like
it was believable, man. They really nailed all the believability.
And I was like, damn, that's crazy, dude. Because like in that earlier conversation when they're like you know they're arguing, like Nina and Katie are like just fighting. I was like,
yeah,
what is this? Like I was confused. Like what is this movie gonna turn into? Is this just an excuse for Anthony Mackie to have like a threesome? Like
right, like because he also had weird hot tension with her too.
Yeah, like so
weird,
with
man.
both of them, and I'm like, what's going on? But
and the fucking the old lady at the store, like he also had the hot tension with her.
Maybe we're fucked in the head. Maybe we're the problem.
Maybe we're the fuck. Yeah,
maybe
for
we're
sure,
the
for
problem
sure.
because like, I mean, Anthony Mackie's just chill. He's chilling. He's just like, I'm trying to save my son. Yeah, like you know, it's like these women are throwing themselves at me. I guess you know, he's just trying to save his son, and you know,
yeah, good point, man.
He's just a chick magnet. I mean, the settlement has 192 people in it, and like we only see like 5 characters from that 6, if you count the armorer guy, the quartermaster. Which we only see for like 30 seconds.
There's three extra clips. 3 extra clips for you.
Well, actually, they're magazines. Actually,
I know. I was saying that because Devin's in the chat. I just wanted to see if he'd be a bitch about it.
But yeah, dude. This movie is fun. I was messaging one of my friends before the movie. I was like, hey, I'll watch this movie. If it's boring, I'll keep texting you. But if it's not, I did not look at my phone again.
Yeah, dude. No,
I was like, I was
invested.
invested. I was like, because the concept of it, even though it borrows a lot from like A Quiet Place and like these other like kind of movies, right? These thrillers, it does something unique, and I can respect that. Like, because it's not too far fetched. Like, oh, why can't like there's these monsters that can't go above a certain elevation? And I can buy that. I could definitely buy that. Right? Like, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But like, you know, it makes you ask questions like, does it have to be exactly 8,000? Can it, like, I don't know, dip a toe in? Like, what happens if they do?
Right.
You know, but like those are good
those
are good questions to be formed when watching this movie, right? Because like that's what they want you to think, like want you to question about these creatures. And as the movie goes on, you get a little bit more questions because they reveal a little bit more. Like the way these things are designed, I'll tell you guys right now who are listening, it's like a mix between like a panther with like
it's like
like a stegosaurus's head, or like no, not a stegosaurus, like a triceratops, like fucking like this huge ass shell, like this
thing,
rhino like headdress thing.
Right.
But it also has like tentacles, like
like the cat things from Dungeons and Dragons. It has like the little like weird
called?
tentacle things. I can't
forget.
remember off the top of my head. But they also like shaped like a bug.
Yeah, and then it's also they also have like this little like this one tentacle that's a light, but it's just to detect CO2, that you can see from pretty far away.
And actually, that's also probably a good time to mention too. Some of the sound design that they have involved with these creatures was actually really fucking cool. Like that, like really like tense, terrifying sound they make. That's like that.
Yeah,
like that, like cool sound. Like, oh, it was fucking terrifying. Really like once you like caught a glimpse of it,
once you like, they'll make you scared of that sound. They'll make you like tense up with that sound, because you know sometimes when they introduce something like they have a sound and you're like, okay, I get it, it's supposed to be scary, but they do a really good job of using that sound to like really up the tension. You're like, oh fuck, you know, something about to go down.
Well, should we talk about some final ordeals here, huh?
Let's do it.
Well,
Ernell, which should people see this right away? And what would you rate it?
You know, DJ, I don't think people need to see it right away. Again, I don't think that you're really losing a lot of value of this movie by not seeing it in theaters. I think that the experience could still be similar, waiting for it to come to rental or streaming services. But I say that with an asterisk, because I'm not saying that because the movie's bad, because it's not. I'm saying that because it might actually better serve your experience not paying theater prices to see this movie.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that's the only reason I have weird feelings about this movie, is because I paid extra money to go see it. I think that this would have been an excellent streaming service movie. It is a great popcorn flick, and is a really cool sci-fi, for like something for sci-fi fans that I think would be really interesting. I just don't think it's worth the $20 price point to go see it immediately on the big screen. Not to mention too, you're not even seeing it on the biggest screen available, because there's no fucking showings for this movie. Like, you're not going and seeing this in IMAX. This is not an IMAX showing.
Yeah.
This is a standard regular movie theater experience, and I don't think it's worth paying those prices for. I will say that it will be worth watching once you are absolutely able to. You should watch it once it comes to streaming services and or rental. I would say that this is probably well worth $4 on Amazon rather than $20 for a movie ticket. With that said, DJ, I'm going to give this a 6.5. I think that this movie was was good and it was fun and it was fine. There were some issues that I, obviously had with like the general writing and like building of this world and its story. But generally speaking, I think that this movie was okay. Like it was a fine movie. There's been worse movies to come out this year, it's just tough for me because I love post-apocalyptic films and it just, even though this movie is fun and it's good, there are just some others that just do it better. And I think that comparatively to those, this movie has a little bit of a harder time standing up.
Like that came out
Quiet
this
Place
year.
Day One came out recently, and that was a fantastic movie. Definitely way better. I mean, like I said earlier, this is a War of the Worlds esque story that we have here, and War of the Worlds is impeccable of a film. And so, like standing up against those, the movie kind of shoots itself in its own foot a little bit. But generally speaking, it's fun, it's fine, it's worth renting. Definitely watch this when you get a chance.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I will also say, yeah, just you don't have to go see this right away. If if you're bored on like during the day, right? You don't have work. Go to a matinee showing.
Maybe matinee, right?
Matinee for sure. I wouldn't end your night with it, right? Unless it's on a streaming service. And I only say that because I don't know if this will go to a streaming service at all.
I don't know.
There's a chance it will, but if it doesn't, go and see it at like a matinee show. You pay like $12, go see it. Maybe bring a friend, be like, hey, there's this movie, and then we can go out for lunch or something, and just make a day out of it. It's fun. It's inoffensive. It doesn't do anything that makes me hate it. It's a lot of fun. I think I'm gonna give this. I'm a little bit more generous with this film. I think I'm gonna give it a 7.5. 7.5.
7.5. All right, man.
So that
just out of 7 out of 10, baby.
7 out of 10 for Elevation. Congrats, Anthony.
I feel good about that. That feels good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, any other closing thoughts?
Nah, man. I think 7 out of 10 is respectable for this movie.
Yeah. I feel like I'm not. Yeah. I feel like that's where it should be. Like,
because there's some fucking 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 bangers that have come out this year, and this doesn't quite play ball against those for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think that this is a Madam Web level movie.
Yeah, like with the context of like what the budget is, you know what I mean? Like if we knew a little bit more about the film, maybe I'd feel a little bit different, right? But I think for just like something that came out of nowhere, $18 million budget, it's like in random theaters across the country, limited release. I think this is fine. Right. I think this is fine.
It was fine, man. Yeah, it was a fun movie, man. Good old Anthony Mackie, dude.
Yeah, great Anthony Mackie. It's just Captain America, which we will see soon, hopefully.
Yes, we will. I'm fucking excited for that, man. Yeah. He does a good job of playing as Falcon / Captain America / Yeah, you get the point.
you get the point.
Captain Falcon, if you will.
Yeah. And we hope you got the point, because this has been 20,000 Films Under the Sea, your choice for all the nerdy pop media news, reviews, and discussions you want in each and every week. If you like what you heard, you can head on over to our Discord channel, where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on a podcast and video service near you.
Ooh.
But if you emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that's cool with us. You can watch us record this show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show.
Oh.
You can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, hitting subscribe, or by leaving a review on our podcast channel by searching 20,000 Films Under the Sea, and we'll be there waiting for you. But until next time,
no.
Don't cross that line.